Welcome to Totally Average Gamers, where we talk about stuff in the gaming world that matters to us. I'm Kyle Liddy.
I'm Nathan Berkey. Today we have something very exciting. Sledgehammer Games just released a new reveal trailer for Call of Duty World War II. And it's going to be awesome. We have both seen it. We only watched it once, and we're going to go back over it right now with you guys. Kind of give our feedback of what we think is going to happen or what we're most excited for. So I'm very excited to jump in. I don't know about you.
Nope, not really.
Yeah, me neither. I think we should just end the video now.
This day have set upon a mighty endeavor. Souls will be shaken with the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get your head down and keep moving! We are all that separates the world from darkness. The enemy is ruthless. We cannot, we must not fail. Duty first. Hey, Perez! Won't be enough for you! Casualties. We executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here. How many? We had orders. Get to cover!
Lieutenant, tell them what we're all about.
No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Pre-order now and get access to the private beta.
So you just saw Sledgehammer's worldwide reveal trailer for their new Call of Duty game, Call of Duty World War II. We'll just go over our first impressions here real quick. My first impression is it looks like Call of Duty is going back to its roots, which is very exciting for me, and I think it'll be exciting for a lot of other people because I know it wasn't very popular what they did with the whole. Well, obviously, people like Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
But people have kind of gotten burnt out on the whole futuristic, jetpack, things like that. So I think my first impression is going back to their roots, what made Call of Duty big. Up through Call of Duty 3, it was all, old World War II, World War I type gameplay. So when I first saw this trailer, I got really excited for that. And having played Battlefield 1 some, I've kind of gotten back in that mode where I like that old school feel, old weapons, things like that. So what do you think?
I think this is the most excited I've ever been for a Call of Duty. Just the whole, it's the whole package. We finally have the graphics now to make games look better than they have ever done.
Than they ever have.
They ever have. So, the last time, if you think about it, the last time we had a legit World War II game, it was World at War.
Right.
I mean, you had Medal of Honor and stuff, but those games don't count.
I said Call of Duty 3. So yeah, World at War was World War II.
So that game was phenomenal, but it's when Xbox 360 first came out, so the graphics are pretty garbage. The one thing I like about having games based on real life events or kind of real time is you can compare graphics now, because on Infinite Warfare you couldn't compare the graphics to anything, so it didn't look that good. In my opinion, I don't think Infinite Warfare looks good at all. I think it looks worse than Black Ops 3 does, and it's because it's even more futuristic than what Black Ops 3 is.
Well, just my intuition, and I'm not obviously a game designer or anything like that, but for me, when you're looking at a game like Infinite Warfare, the textures are nice, everything looks good, but it's not complicated. It's just shiny buildings, and stuff like that.
Neon.
Yeah, I'm more impressed with foliage and
grit.
Yeah, a recent game that springs to mind is Horizon Zero Dawn, where you have plants and stuff around that actually takes time, and you have to make it look good in order for it to look real. And just from this trailer, which I know it's just cutscenes.
It says in-game footage though.
Yeah, but I know sometimes cutscenes look better than the actual.
Oh yeah, obviously,
because it's rendering like real time or whatever. But just from what we just saw, I think it definitely the water looks amazing. And I'm not a big graphics person, but I think it's very impressive. I'm more impressed with the graphics that I've seen in this game than I was in Infinite Warfare, just because, like I said, when you have all the grass and the trees and the water and just so many things going on at one place, bombs and tracer rounds, you can see like the bullets and all that stuff going on one screen. It's more amazing to me than when, with just Infinite Warfare, everything's like clean.
Yeah. So
it's like you don't not to discredit people who'd made that game, but it's just like there's nothing really on the screen. Everything's like perfectly clean surfaces and all that stuff where, like Battlefield 1, for example, and it looks like this game, you get dirt on your gun and you actually see it. And it's just like seems more, I guess, realistic to me. So that was my first takeaway, other than going back to boots on the ground, which is what I'm most excited for. And we didn't really see much about zombies in this trailer. I'm sure they've said something about zombies.
There's pictures luring around that people are posting on Twitter and things like that, which, by the way, it's totally AVG pod.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. And they have like pictures of a zombie up. And it's multiple people posting it, and it's like bigger name people on Twitter. So it's not like a 7-year-old kid making it in his basement when his mom's yelling at him. So obviously it's going to be in there. Because if Infinity Ward could have done it, then Sledgehammer Games could. And it looks like they are hearkening back to like the actual World War II games instead of trying to put their own spin on it, kind of how they did with Advanced Warfare. Because in my opinion, Call of Duty started dying by their hand, and it's going to be revitalized by their hand.
Yeah, we're on the as far as the rotation goes, it's Sledgehammer's turn to take a crack at the whole Call of Duty product. Last time with Advanced Warfare, I think they did a good job with the online multiplayer. The campaign was fantastic, I thought.
Best campaign in the past couple of years.
Yeah. But they kind of failed on zombies. Not because they...
Exosuit, whatever.
Yeah, exo zombies.
Oh my god.
Not that it was a bad idea, but I didn't like that you had to pay for it separately. I thought that was kind of cheap, which we've talked about that before. But, so I think with, obviously, Black Ops, Treyarch does zombies best. They're the OGs of zombies, quote unquote. And then I think this past rotation, Infinity Ward has kind of set the bar a little higher for people who aren't Treyarch to make zombies. So I think Sledgehammer kind of has to step their game up this time around and make zombies better than it was on Advanced Warfare, because now they've got, obviously, like I said, Treyarch with World at War, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3. The zombies have been phenomenal. And then Infinity Ward, this is their first crack at zombies, and it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as Treyarch's, but definitely acceptable. Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be cheesy and dumb. Yeah. But it's really good.
Well, the first time we played it, we hated it.
Yeah, and then when we gave it a couple more tries, everything's fantastic about it. But so I think Infinity Ward kind of set the bar higher for zombies that aren't Treyarch. So now I think Sledgehammer kind of has something to live up to, and I think they know that. So I think they're going to definitely put some time and effort into it. Or they definitely have put some time and effort into it. Now, I don't know how much their hands are tied with, using the same ideas. I don't think they probably can't put, the same perks and stuff in, but I'm sure they'll come up with their own spin on, Juggernaut. Because on Infinite Warfare, it's tough enough.
Yeah.
You have basically all the same perks, it's just different names.
As long as they don't do anything stupid where, if they do zombies, which I know they're going to, but, in the zombies mode, as long as they're not oh, well, there was a time rift and now you're in the future.
Yeah.
It needs to be how World at War was. It's all World War II based locations.
Yeah.
You still have your World War II guns, because I don't want to open it up and it's for 50 more points you can get an MP5.
See, I think
shoot somebody.
I think one thing I'm also excited for, because I like the Call of Duty campaigns. I haven't played Infinite Warfare yet, but I played all the Black Ops campaigns, obviously all the Modern Warfare campaigns, Advanced Warfare. So I'm into the Call of Duty campaigns. I like the way they do it. But I think one thing that sets a game like this apart, a World War II style game, and I think you alluded to this a few minutes ago, is it's a lot better when you can personally relate to the story. And I mean that, like, not that I was in World War II, but like it's something that actually happened. It's not a completely made up story.
Yeah,
it might be like
fact check things.
It might be like a made up storyline, it might be a made up character, but it's a war that actually happened. Where with Infinite Warfare, it's all fiction.
Yeah, they're like,
none
oh,
of that
space
happened.
Kraken came and attacked us. And you're like, okay, that made sense.
Yeah, it's nothing no one cares about. Whereas any person, pretty much, I would say a majority of people our age who live in America had a relative, either, a grandpa or a more distant relative who served in World War II or was around in World War II. So it's kind of like the story is a little more relatable. Whereas when you play something like Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare, it's like, this is cool, the weapons are cool, but I don't really care. So, because for me, I'm not a huge story gamer. So for a story, it kind of has to be, in order for me to get into it, it kind of has to have something that ties me to it in a way. Like, I want to feel like a badass, or I want to feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. And I think Call of Duty's spin on that, how they do that is, like with a game like this, is it's a war everyone knows about. It's a war it was like a huge part of American history, whereas something like Infinite Warfare, it's all made up.
Yeah.
And I think they could get away with that if it was a stellar story. Like, obviously, Gears of War and Halo are not realistic, but it's a phenomenal story. So it's like, there's like a give and take type of thing. But I think, and then obviously, another example of that, Modern Warfare, everybody could relate to that because everybody was
knows
alive.
What's going on.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say everybody was alive, but
like our age.
yeah.
Everybody was alive. It might have had like a brother or, a close cousin or something who served in the wars that are covered in, Modern Warfare 2, things like that. So I think that's one thing that I'm excited for story-wise, is I think I might actually get involved in the campaign and not just feel like I'm playing it just because I paid $60 for the game. So,
yeah, I personally think it's going to be the best campaign in a while. Not because I know anything about it or anything like that, but when it's that gritty type of gameplay, it just seems much better to me, because the past couple Call of Duties, I have not cared for the story. I played Black Ops 3 with you a little bit. I played like from the middle to the end.
Well, even Black Ops 3,
I hated it.
Remember we couch co-opted it, and we literally didn't care. We were skipping through every cutscene just because we wanted the trophies.
Yeah,
we just wanted to beat the game to check it off. Which that's how, when you don't have something tying you to the story, that's kind of how it feels. Like
a chore.
Yeah, like a job or something where I paid $60 for this game. I'm going to get full bang for my buck. So
Advanced Warfare didn't feel like that, though. Like, I was actually, because I've never been invested in a campaign. Call of Duty 4 I beat all the way through just because I wanted I wanted the cheats. World at War I beat all the way through because that's the only way you could get zombies. I don't remember if I played Modern Warfare 2 really, but World at War was a very good campaign. But it just seemed like Advanced Warfare was really the only one that I played, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when I would not play it, I'd want to come home and play it. Black Ops 3, I haven't even touched those beginning parts of because
that's
I
one
don't
of
care.
those with Advanced Warfare where the story isn't necessarily relatable, but it's such a good story. A story either has to be relatable or really good, I think.
Black Ops 3 was neither.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're time skipping. Isn't that what you did at the end? You time skip?
Yeah, it was. I don't even know because I wasn't invested.
I just want it to end.
Like The Last of Us isn't really relatable. That hasn't happened, but it's a phenomenal story.
Yeah.
World War II, you almost don't have to make the storyline phenomenal. I'm sure they will make it good, but just the fact that you're in World War II is kind of makes up for that, I think, if the story's not good. I think either way, they can't fail.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people who were mad at Infinite Warfare, and they're going to try to prove to... And it's so funny because if you think about it, the way people are going to try to prove that this is the type of Call of Duty that they want is they're going to go out and they're like, we're going to buy this one to prove to them that we don't want any more futuristic games. But you're not proving to them really anything. They're still going to make your money. So they don't care. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, so you don't want any more futuristic games? All right, that's fine. Give us money and prove us wrong.
Yeah, I think this I don't know how their money's split up because obviously Call of Duty's the name, and I think Activision is the publisher.
Yeah.
And then the developer changes. So I don't know. but I have a feeling, I don't know how their contract is written out, but I have a feeling, Black Ops 3 obviously did really well. And I'm sure this game will do really well just from stuff I'm seeing on Twitter. People are already like, time to switch back to Call of Duty because not everybody, but a lot of people kind of switch to Battlefield.
Yeah.
Time to switch back to Call of Duty. So I think if something like that happens and Sledgehammer does really well with this one, then whoever makes that decision might just be like, well, either Infinity Ward needs to go down that same path, or we're just going to have these two guys, Treyarch and Treyarch and Sledgehammer doing from now on. Of course, I don't know how their contract works. They probably can't do that, but
I think from now on, they're not going to do any more futuristic stuff. There's no way. I think it's a cycle. So we're going to start off at World War II again, and we're going to continue that for maybe 2 or 3 years before it gets stale in people's minds. Then they're going to go back to like a modern day thing.
Like, I want to fly again.
Yeah, and then it's going to go. It's just going to be a long skip of stuff. Because I remember all the people that were furious that they were going to go Modern Warfare when COD 4 was first announced. There were people all over like IGN's comment board and stuff back then, and they were like, "This is horrible. This is going to ruin it. This is going to kill multiplayer. What's a creative class?"
Yeah, and now it's like that's what people want.
Yeah,
now
in Halo they use it now.
Now everyone's like Modern Warfare Remastered, and it's like the big thing. That's like the only reason Infinity Ward sold any copies of Infinite Warfare.
You know what's funny though? Like as much as they talk about how bad Infinite Warfare sold, it's still like top of the leaderboard. I think it's still number 1. Probably.
Yeah, a bad year for Call of Duty is like an excellent year for everyone else.
Oh yeah, if The Witcher 3 sold that many copies, they'd be popping champagnes.
Because it's such a diverse, it appeals to, and even if people don't, like, I didn't want it. I did not like what I saw, and I still bought it. So it's just one of those things. It's like, I've been a Call of Duty gamer my whole life. So it's like, even if I'm not particularly excited for a specific game, I'll still buy it, which is dumb of me, I guess. But I still played it. I still play Infinite Warfare, Zombies especially. But one thing I did want to talk about a little bit is sort of what I'm hoping for or expecting from the multiplayer. I know, so I've been playing...
Bring Juggernaut back.
Yeah, please.
MP40 with dual magazine or whatever it was. Drum.
Well, I don't want to compare Call of Duty to Battlefield because obviously they're two totally different things. But one thing I would like to see Call of Duty maybe adapt a little bit more is maybe Battlefield's like setup of maps. Because the way Call of Duty does things, pretty much, I would say 75% of their maps are like 3 lanes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's like a side over here, and then there's like in the middle where most of the battling or the fighting happens, and there's like 3 lanes where you can get to either side. Obviously, there's differences. I was going to say Nuketown, but even Nuketown's really 3 lanes. I mean, you've got the left side, the right side, and then the buses in the middle.
Yeah.
So for the most part, their maps are like that. But I think it'd be kind of cool if they incorporated sort of like big open maps that don't really have any rhyme or reason, sort of like Battlefield.
I think you could do that in World War II.
Yeah.
This is the only time I would ever say you could do that, because in like an Infinite Warfare type game, it doesn't make any sense.
And because they're not real places.
Yeah, and in World War II, when they actually had battles, I mean, it's not like they were like, hey, let's go to the farm and fight. They're like, no, there's this huge strip of land.
Yeah.
They have, tanks here, blank here, soldiers here. So, and you'd have to realistically push through. So if they could do it like Battlefield 1, but not to that extent.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want like 4 sections instead of 8 or whatever it is.
Well, I mean, I don't want Call of Duty to be Battlefield. Like they're 2 separate games. Call of Duty is more fast-paced, a lot more killing. It's a lot easier to kill people. It's a lot less strategic, in my opinion. So I don't think they should completely revamp how they do their game, or how they do their multiplayer. But like I don't think they should change their game modes. I think their game modes are fantastic. I don't want them to have like Rush or any games that are going to last 45 minutes, stuff like that. But maybe just one thing I think would be cool that they could take from Battlefield, take an idea from Battlefield, would be maybe make their maps a little more unsymmetrical, I guess would be.
I want more wide open maps.
Yeah, more wide open, more unsymmetrical, where there's like, because with Call of Duty games, it almost feels like there's stuff set up meant for you to hide behind.
Yeah, you're meant to camp and head glitch.
Yeah, but in Battlefield, and again, I'm not saying they should be Battlefield, but in Battlefield, you have to find stuff. Like, you have to be strategic. I think if they incorporated that a little bit, maybe not to the extent, but it almost seems like in other Call of Duty maps, they'll have like, like the 3-lane thing, and then there'll be like boxes, just that are. They look like they're part of the map, but they wouldn't be there in a real scenario.
Nuketown 2025 or whatever it's called.
On Domination, they literally put boxes.
Yeah, so you can sit there.
So you can hide. Whereas it's like in Battlefield, it's more like the maps aren't symmetrical. There's really nowhere for you to hide out in the open. You kind of have to like strategize. So I think that's one thing I'd like to see in multiplayer. Obviously, I'm excited for all the weapons they're going to come up with. I hope they don't do. I just have a feeling they're going to do this stuff where it's like that Call of Duty's been doing, where you know how in Infinite Warfare you can get like the old weapons, like the M1. I hope they don't make it in World War II. You can get like a gun that shoots lasers.
I don't think they will. But they said there's going to be loot boxes too, so that's fine.
Well, of course there's going to be loot boxes. I mean, that's a huge revenue stream for them. But I just hope they don't make it. If they put guns in there, I hope it's like for the like guns in the period. I hope it's not like, well, if you buy enough loot boxes, maybe you'll get lucky and get this gun that just didn't exist at this time, but it can kill everybody. I hope they kind of do it the right way. But I'm definitely excited for whatever they're going to have. And this trailer only made me more excited. I've been talking a lot. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, dude, it's fine. I didn't want to be outshadowed by you.
Well, I have a better voice anyway, I think.
Yeah, you do. I would just kind of wanted to talk about stuff that I saw in the trailer that really appeased
All right, well,
me.
we don't really care, so we'll just...
Second thing. I like how they're going the whole like Saving Private Ryan route, opening the trailer.
Yeah, like the Normandy or whatever.
Yeah, because I don't think... Maybe I think Call of Duty 2, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if...
I have no idea.
I think maybe it was Medal of Honor, maybe. That started off... I said maybe a lot.
Call of Duty Medal of Honor.
Well, I stopped myself and then continued a new sentence.
The 25th game in the series, Call of Duty Medal of Honor Battlefield.
Sorry, next time I'll start saying the word period when I want to start a new sentence. I like how you just are starting the game. Well, if it's the start of the game. I highly hope it is. But, like...
I highly hope.
Well, you know what? We're done. English is not my first language.
I highly hope you figure out what you want to say.
I like the whole aspect of like starting off just getting ruined. Like you're just like sent out to just get punched in the
taint.
Yeah, I was gonna say another word, but I decided not to. So
if you say too many cuss words, we'll have to put an explicit warning. We'll have to have people enter their age before they watch the video.
No, I'm not doing that. It's fine. So it kind of looks like from the trailer. At one point in the game, you're going to be starting off, not maybe starting off, you're going to be alone. Like maybe you guys were left behind or something, like that part right there. It kind of looked like they were just like, oh, we got stranded, now we're going to have to do something. I think that would be kind of cool because I don't think any other Call of Duty has really ever done that. I think that you're always with a tank.
Yeah, they like if they incorporated sort of like a survival aspect.
Yeah. We
cool.
Can't get caught. I feel like that would be the best thing they could do for a Call of Duty campaign. Like I said, I don't know if they ever did that. I know in World of War they had that part where you were buddy with that Russian sniper.
Yeah.
But that's really about it. Everything else, you had like a tank backing you up.
Right.
Like, oh, how are we going to get past this bridge with 2 tanks on it? Oh, one of our tanks hit them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that'd be really awesome. And I like how, I don't know when it started, maybe Advanced Warfare, where they had Kevin Spacey. Mm-hmm. They were like incorporating more celebrities into the game.
Yeah.
And the reason why I see a lot of people hating on that, they're like, oh, they're just doing it because they want to bring appeal. And I say no, because I think they're doing it. Good actors can make a story better.
Yeah.
And so far, there's 2 recognizable actors in here. I don't know. I think one of them's Fergie's husband. I don't know his name. I'm almost positive that's who it is.
I think he legally changed his name to Fergie's husband.
Yeah, his name's Fergie, husband Jr. So, and the other guy, I mean, you couldn't recognize his name, but like... Basically,
we're very unprepared for this video.
Yeah, we just kind of like wanted to watch it.
No, I saw a guy in the trailer, and I know people are going to know he's there. They saw it too. I can't think of his name. I don't even know what movies he's in, but I know I've seen him.
Yeah, he's got a really recognizable face.
Yeah, so I don't even know how to Google like movies. I would literally just have to sit through and just look through the cast of every movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they like bring in something fresh and new. Because if they could have like as a dynamic duo, because I bet you anything one of them's going to die in the first 5 minutes or something, like in every stupid Call of Duty game. Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend. Let's go on a
And
war
then he gets
together.
sniped.
Yeah, one like Black Ops 3 gets his like arm stuck and he's like, all right, I'll be back in the afterlife. He gets blown up.
If they're showing planes now, if they incorporate planes into the campaign, I don't know if I'd like them to do it in multiplayer because that's
No.
too Battlefield-esque. But
Call of Duty knows better.
if they incorporate plane flying into the campaign, I think that'd be cool. Or maybe what if they had like a separate online mode where you could like battle with planes, like War Thunder or something? That'd be kind of cool.
See, Call of Duty, they would be the one person to do it best because I know people like to shit on Call of Duty all the time. I think they have the best controls of any game ever.
The best controls, the best mechanics. You know, there's like you said, there's a lot of people who think Call of Duty is like a noob game or something like that. But even watching this trailer, if we draw a comparison to Mass Effect,
Oh
how
my
bad
God.
the
Don't
facial-
even talk about that game.
No. Just listen. Just because people were freaking out about the facial animations in Mass Effect. Did you see the facial animations in this trailer?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It looks like like how can a game developer like BioWare, who's made several games, be so awful at it, but Call of Duty gets it right every time? I mean, their facial animations have been phenomenal since Call of Duty 2. And BioWare can't even do it right now. I mean, I could go on a 6-hour rant about Mass Effect,
yeah, I
but-
hate that game.
but it's just amazing. Yeah, Call of Duty, even if you don't like the theme, like I don't particularly like the theme of Infinite Warfare, but when I play it, I know I'm playing a Call of Duty game.
It's the best feeling game that you can buy.
Yeah.
It
They've
really-
perfected it.
Yeah, it's and what makes me mad about Battlefield 1, and I understand it's got to be different, but if you are making a shooter in 2017 and you still have your wonky ass controls,
Mass Effect.
yeah, stop making your game.
Massive.
Just because, like, copy Call of Duty. You don't have to copy anything that you do. You don't have to copy create a class. If you hate them, oh, I hate them. But if you're going to make a game, make the controls like Call of Duty. No one will be mad. No one will call you out on it. They'll be like, "Oh, they did something great. Thank you."
Yeah, no, they like I said in an episode of the podcast we did, BioWare, in any game, and Mass Effect is the only game I can think of right offhand. Any game developer that's trying to make an action shooter should follow Call of Duty's model, even if it's third person. It should feel like Call of Duty. It should feel like be as responsive, be as good as Call of Duty. That's one thing that Call of Duty always does well, is that they've perfected their mechanics. So I'm really excited for all that. in
Yeah,
this
same
game.
here.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this reaction to the Call of Duty World War II worldwide release trailer. We hope you enjoyed. If you like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe. Click the like button. We got a couple thumbs downs. Thumb downs.
Thumb done.
We got a couple down thumbs on our last video, which I don't know why people were so mad about it. But if you don't like it, then go ahead and thumbs down. That's fine. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/totallyaveragegamers. And our Twitter handle is @totallyavgpod.
Good.
I got it right this time. Last
Yes.
time I couldn't remember. So thanks for watching.